See the deformation of the members under the axial loading. So when we apply the axial load, am I audible to you? आवाज येतो? Okay. Screen is visible to you? This screen. Oh, okay. So suppose that we have a rod. This is the rod. We apply the tensile load. So when we apply the pulling type of the load, then that load will be called as the tensile load. So when we are in this condition, we apply the tensile load. So when the initial, suppose that there is some d is the diameter. This is suppose circular rod. D is the diameter of the rod and L is the initial or original length of the rod. So when we apply the tensile load, then there is a change in length, elongation of the rod. So this dash dotted line is showing the elongation. So this is the delta L. So this is the change in length of that rod. So now today we have to find out how we can find out the delta L. Suppose it can be possible that we apply the tensile load at the end only, or it can be possible that then there are, so here in this condition, in this case, the diameter is same, diameter is uniform. It may be possible that there are some examples are there where the cross section is different, and then we apply the load on that one. It may be possible that in the actual practice we apply the load at the different points, and then from that we have to find out the total change in length or deformation of the member. So we have applied the load, then we learned that the formula of the stress is equal to P upon A. Stress will be equal to load upon area. We also learned that within the elastic limit, Hooke's law, we have also learned that Young's modulus will be equal to sigma will be equal to E into small e. Sigma is stress, this capital is Young's modulus, and small e is strain. So we can rewrite this equation, small e, that is strain, this is a strain, will be equal to stress sigma upon Young's modulus. So here in this case we have to only replace the value of sigma, but we know that the sigma is equal to load upon area, P upon A. So here we have replaced the value of sigma, and then we have put the value of sigma P upon A. So we get the formula of strain will be equal to P upon A. So from this can we find out the delta L? याच्यावरून आपल्याला delta L find out करता येईल का? Hello. From this strain formula can we able to find out the delta L? काढता येईल का आपल्याला delta L? So we also know that the strain चा दूसरा फॉर्म्युला पण आहे, strain will be equal to delta L upon L. So we equate this P upon A with delta L upon L. So we have replaced the value. Strain चा दूसरा फॉर्म्युला जो आहे, strain equal to delta L upon L will be equal to P upon A. From that we can find out the delta L. Delta L is change in length. So delta L will be equal to PL upon A. So this is the formula. Today we have learned this is the only formula, and then by using the formula we can find out the total deformation. Total deformation in the body, in the rod. One thing we have to remember that when we apply the tensile load, then tensile stresses are developed. When you apply the tensile load, then the length will increase. So when there is an increment in the length, so that will be denoted by plus sign. जब हम लोग टेंसाइल लोड लगाते हैं, so length will increase. इंक्रीमेंट के लिए हम लोग पॉजिटिव साइन यूज करते हैं. When we apply the compressive load, अगर हम लोग इसको पुश करते हैं, in that case the length of the body will reduce. जब रिडक्शन होता है, सो इन दैट केस वी हैव टू यूज द नेगेटिव साइन, माइनस साइन. So that care we have to take care while solving the numerical based on this deformation of the members under axial loading. So is there any problem in this formula? Hello. Is there any problem in this formula? सगळ्यांना समजलंय का डेल्टा एल, हाऊ टू फाइंड आउट डेल्टा एल? हॅलो. आता येतं का क्लिअर? हॅलो. हॅलो. Hello, am I audible to you? हाँ पार्ट समजला का डेल्टा एल, हाउ टू फाइंड आउट डेल्टा एल? So from this delta L we can be able to, last step, this is delta L, delta L upon L equal to P upon A. So we know that the first formula is sigma. Sigma means stress equal to load upon area. This is the first formula. Sigma will be equal to load upon area. Then we also know that the strain, we know second formula is Young's modulus. So within the elastic limit, stress is directly proportional to strain. So strain will be equal to Young's modulus into strain. So this is the second formula. We can rearrange the term. Strain will be equal to stress upon Young's modulus. This is sigma means stress. This is Young's modulus. We can replace the value of stress. Stress will be equal to P upon A. So P upon A into E. So strain means P upon A. And then we also know that the strain will be equal to change in length upon L. So this is change in length upon L will be equal to P upon A. And then we can find out the delta L. Delta L will be equal to PL upon A. So this is the formula for change in length or deformation of the body. So from this we can be able to find out the deformation in the body. First one is stress, second is strain. Then strain will be equated with the formula delta L will be equal to P upon AE. So delta will be equal to P into L upon A into E. So P is the load applied, L is the length of that cross section. Whatever the cross section we consider, that length of that cross section, and A is the area of that rod, and E is Young's modulus. So from that we can find out the area of that cross section. So to solve the numerical, we are using one principle. That principle is known as the principle of superposition. So when there is a rod and we apply the load at the different cross sections, so for that purpose we are using this principle of superposition. So principle of superposition is to simplify the stress and displacement problems by subdividing the loading into components and adding the results. So we have to simply means distribute the parts into free body diagram, and then from that free body diagram we can be able to find out the displacement and stress in that part. Similarly, when statically indeterminate axially loaded member, it may be possible that both the ends are fixed, and then if the both the ends are fixed, that a problem will be called as the statically indeterminate axially loaded member. A member is statically indeterminate when equations of the equilibrium are not sufficient to determine the reactions on that member. For that member, we have to find out the reactions at both the ends, and from that we can be able to solve the numerical based on that problem. So this is the principle we are using to solve the problem. So we'll solve a numerical. Suppose that bars, there is a bar is there having different cross section. First part is having A1 area and it is having L1 length. Second part is having A2 area and then L2 is the length. Third part is having A3 area and L3 is the length of that part. And then we apply the load at the end, at both the ends. P is the tensile load applied on that bar. Then in that case we have to find out what is the total change in length, and then from that change in length also we can be able to find out the stresses. So what we have to do, so first one, that according to the principle of superposition, so this is the first part number 1. We have to keep it keep as it is, part number 1, P1 part. Then at the left end, whatever the load is there, we have to apply the same load, value of P, on this section, first part. Similarly, this is the third part. Whatever the load on the right side, that we have to apply here. Only we have to determine how much is the load applied in the middle section, middle part. For that to find out that, we have to take the section here between at the part 2. So and then we have to make the addition of the left hand side, and then when you apply the load at the left hand side, we have to take the summation of all the loads in the left hand side, and that same load will be there on the right hand side. So from that we can be able to find out the loads in all the 3 parts. So here this is a simple problem, only tensile load is applied on both the ends. So same load will be there in all the 3 parts. It may be possible that we apply the load here also at the part number 2 also. So in that case we have to use the principle of superposition and then find out the delta L. So in this case we have to find out the delta L, and then when we make the addition of all the change in length, we can get the total change in length. So hence the total change in length will be equal to make the summation of all the change in length, all the parts, and then we can get the total change in length of all the bars. So this is the one numerical. We'll solve this numerical and then find out how what is the change in length. So write down this numerical. The step bar as shown in the figure is made up of the 2 different materials. The material 1 has Young's modulus 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per millimeter square. Okay. Hello. Am I audible to you now? Hello. हॅलो. आता येतोय का आवाज की अजूनही ब्रेक होतोय? मीन्स आवाज ब्रेक होतोय की क्लिअर येतोय? So is the screen visible to you now? Okay. So this is a step bar. We apply the tensile load of 30 kilonewton. Tensile load आपण apply केला 30 kilonewtonचा. First, it is made of the two different materials. The material one has Young's modulus equal to 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per millimeter square, while that of the material 2 is 1 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per millimeter square. Find the extension of the bar under a pull of 30 kilonewton if the portions are 20 millimeter in thickness. So width is 40 of the first step, and width is 30 of the second step. So we apply the tensile load. The total length is given here. So from that we will find out the total change in length by adding the first change in length of the first part and then change in length of the second part. So when you add that, we can be able to find out the total change in length. So delta L will be equal to delta L1 plus delta L2, where the delta L1 is the total deformation of the part number 1 and delta L2 is the deformation of the part number 2. So area of the first part is equal to 40 into 20. So 40 is the width and 20 we have taken, it is given that thickness. So area will be equal to 40 into thickness, B into T, width into thickness, that is 800 millimeter square. So this is the area of the part number 1. Similarly, we have to find out the area of the part number 2. It is equal to 30 into 20, 600 millimeter square. So 600 millimeter square is the area of the part number 2. Then we can directly use the formula extension or change in length of the part number 1. Delta L1 will be equal to P1. So we'll use the suffix P1 L1 upon A1 E1. So we'll write down here the P1 load equal to 30 kilonewton. We'll convert the load into Newton. 30 into 1000 or 10 raised to 3. This is the load value. 30 into 10 raised to 3. Then L1, length of the part number 1 is 600. Length of the part number 1 is 600. Area of the part number 1 is 800. Area of the part number 1 is 800 and E1 is the Young's modulus of the part number 1, 2 into 10 raised to 5. So that is equal to 0.1125 millimeter. This is the extension of the part number 1. हे समजलं का? हेलो. Similarly, we can be able to find out the extension of the part number 2. So extension of the part number 2, delta, sorry, it should be delta L2. So that will be equal to P2 load in the part 2, length of the part second, area of the part second, and E, capital E, that is Young's modulus of the part number 2. So that will be equal to, load is remain same, load is same in the part 2 also, 30 kilonewton. So convert in Newton, 30 into 10 to the 3 Newton. Length of the part number 2 is 800. So this is 800 millimeter. 800 millimeter. Then area of the part number 2. Area of part number 2 is, this is 600. So 600 millimeter square into E2. Young's modulus of the part number 2 is 1 into 10 raised to 5. So put the respective values in the formula and then you can be able to find out the change in length of the part number 2. So then, as both the parts are under tensile loading, so we can add it. So total extension of the bar will be equal to, so delta L1 plus delta L2. So make the addition of both this extension, we can get the total extension of the bar. So that is 0.5125 millimeter. So in this way we can be able to solve the numerical based on this, find out the deformation of the rod by using the formula PL upon A into E. So this is the simple formula and then we can use it to find out the deformation of the part number 1. So is it understood to you? So whether you want to write it or we can continue. Hello. Hello, am I audible to you? So अगर ये प्रॉब्लम खत्म हुआ है तो हम लोग क्या आगे का प्रॉब्लम ले सकते हैं? नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम, कैन वी टेक द नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम? ते खाली के लिए क्या? हाँ एक मिनट आता इससे ते साईडला घेतला आता मी, तरी दिसते का? आता क्लियर आहे. So we'll move to the next numerical. So this is visible. Length is not visible ना इथे. Length दिसते का थर्ड पार्टची? आता दिसते. Hello. Figure is visible to you. So the bar as shown in the figure is tested in universal testing machine. So what is the use of this universal testing machine? UTM, universal testing machine. Have you heard the name? Universal testing machine. Huh? So we have conducted. तुम्ही तो virtual lab वर practical conduct केलं ना? We have conducted one practical on the ते मशीन जे आहे त्याला नॉर्मली जे मशीन असतं त्याला युनिव्हर्सल टेस्टिंग मशीन असं म्हणतात. सो दॅट machine is called as the universal testing machine or UTM. UTM is the name of that machine. It is observed that at a load of 40 kilonewton, the total extension of the bar is 0.280 millimeter. So in this case, the total extension is given, and here you have to find out the Young's modulus of the material. Material is same. पहिल्या प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये मटेरियल डिफरंट होता. So the Young's modulus value, capital E value was different. But in this case, the material is same, so E value will remain same. So you have to find out the value of capital E, and the total extension of the rod is given. So this is the diagram. First part, diameter is 25. Diameter is given. So this is circular rod. So you have to find out the area by using the formula pi by 4 d square. So second part is having diameter 20 millimeter, and diameter of the part number 3 is 25 millimeter. So total extension is delta L will be equal to 0.280. So we have to add all the extension of the three part number 1, 2 and 3, and then from that you can be able to find out the Young's modulus. So can you solve this numerical? Solve करता येईल का? So here in this case, the total extension is given, delta L value is given. So here we have to find out the Young's modulus value. So reverse case is given. From the delta L of the total delta L, we have to find out the Young's modulus. So we know that the formula is delta L will be equal to delta L1 plus delta L2 plus delta L3. मग डेल्टा L1 काय असणार की डेल्टा L1 will be equal to P1 L1 upon A1 E1 plus P2 L2 upon A2 E2 and plus P3 L3 upon A3 E3. So here the value of E1, E2 and E3 is same. E1, E2 and E3 is same. From that we have to find out the Young's modulus. So first we will find out the areas. So first part extension of the part number 1, delta L1 will be equal to P1 L1 upon A1 E1 will be equal to P1. Here load is given 40 kilonewton, convert into Newton, 40 into 1000, 40 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. Then length of the part number 1 is 150 millimeter. So here the part number 1 is having 150 millimeter. Am I audible to you? Hello, आवाज येतोय का? ओके. एरिया ऑफ द पार्ट नंबर 1 कसं काढणार? पाय बाय 4 डी स्क्वेअर, पाय बाय 4 डी स्क्वेअर. डायमीटर इज गिवन एज 25 millimeter. अँड ई वी हॅव ओनली पुट द E1 आपण ए का घेतला कारण ई व्हॅल्यू सेम आहे. Determine the Young's modulus. Material is same. Material of the all the part is same. So we have replaced the value of E1 to E. Similarly, we can use the formula and then find out the extension or change in length of the part number 2. Delta L2 equal to P2 multiplied by L2 into A2 into E2. Load is 40 kilonewton. Length of the part number 2 is 250 millimeter. Area of the part number 2 is pi by 4 d square, 25 square, and E. And then extension of the part number 3, delta L3, P3. P3 is 40. Load is same in all the 3 parts. Length is 150. Area is pi by 4, 25 square, and E. So when we add all the 3 extension, so that addition is equal to 0.280 millimeter as it is given in the numerical. The total extension of the rod is 0.280 millimeter. But however, the total extension is given as 0.280 millimeter. And then we add all the 3 extension. By solving that, we have to find out the value of E. So can you find out the value of capital E by using the calculator? Hello. Hello. What is the answer now?
No. काय सांगतो ते?
Okay, लिखाण चूक झालं. Okay, I will make the correction. Okay. सेकंड पार्ट मध्ये 20 पाहिजे. ओके. ओके, किती येते व्हॅल्यू? किती येते? Hello. Am I audible to you? Hello. So we get the value of E 2.009 into 10 to 5. Hello. Hello, am I audible to you? आवाज येतोय का? Hello. You got the same answer? किती आले? परत एकदा टॅली करून बघा नंतर वेळ मिळाला की कॅल्क्युलेशन्स यायला पाहिजे बरोबर. वी कॅन टेक 1/e कॉमन. 1/e आपण कॉमन करू शकतो अँड बाय टेकिंग दॅट 1/e कॉमन वी कॅन फाइंड आउट द आन्सर. हां हां येस येस सेम आन्सर. हाँ same answer 2,00,000. Actually we are expressing the value of E in the terms of into 10 raised to 5. So 1 2 3 4 5 2.00 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per millimeter square is the answer. So this is the answer I am showing. So सगळ्यांचे आन्सर आले का सेम का झोपलेत बाकीचे? आन्सर नाही येत. आन्सर आला नाही का? ओके. बाकी लोकांनी टाकले का 161600 160,145. तो मेरा से you have to cross check the answer. It may be possible that you have taken some wrong steps.